A school shooting this morning has an Oregon community shaken up. Today on Studio G, we cover President Jessup's State of the University address and his top-tier plan.
Jordan Lorenzo finds out more about rape prevention on campus and how an entertainer is bringing awareness to the public.
And in the studio today, we have Daniel Wakar, recipient of the 2015 Truman Scholarship.
Hurricane Joaquin is targeting the East Coast. Sally Ann will have more information later in the show. Studio G starts right now.
Good afternoon. Today is October 1st, 2015. I'm Mateo Hawley.
And I'm Taylor Carter, and this is Studio G.
This breaking news. Reports are saying that Umpqua Community College has become a victim to another college shooting. Early reports are that there are multiple fatalities and more than 20 injured in the shooting. The Douglas County Commissioner has told CNN that they have the shooter in custody. We will continue to follow this news and give you a more detailed update on tomorrow's show. President Len Jessup addressed students and faculty at the annual State of the University address. Kyle Root was there to give us a snapshot of what was discussed at the address.
UNLV President Len Jessup held his first State of the University on September 17th, and the main focus was UNLV's ongoing goal to become a top-tier school.
Tier 1 is still a part of that set of goals. We still need to achieve Tier 1 by that Carnegie Foundation. The difference is now we're trying to do a lot more than just achieve that Tier 1 status with the Carnegie Foundation, the way they do their classifications. Each one of the 5 pathway goals has got its own set of goals and its own external metrics that we use to measure progress in each of the 5 areas. We'll use the Carnegie Foundation to measure progress on some of the things in research, but we've got a lot of other external groups that we're going to use to measure progress along each of the 5 goals. So it's still there.
President Jessup later went on to discuss the ongoing issue with the negative reviews on the journalism department and his plan to improve the program along with other programs on campus.
We're starting to uncover what it is they need: resources, more advising, better scheduling. There's several things that I expect will happen now in the journalism program as a result of their external review. I think it's the fun and the challenge of trying to get better, that you want all your programs on campus to get better. It's a natural part of the evolution of campuses all around the country. And I think that we have a number of top tier programs already on campus, and we have a number of other really good programs on campus.
Jessup also discussed the expansion of campus, announced UNLV's bid to get a presidential debate next year, and addressed the university's amazing achievement in becoming the second most diverse campus in the nation. President Jessup had plenty of support from the crowd, as it looks like he has big plans for the university. From Studio G, I'm Kyle Root.
One of the other accomplishments this president is responsible for is raising over $75 million in funding over the past year, the most successful year for new pledges in the past 5 years. It has been reported that co-founder Jack Dorsey could become the new permanent CEO of the company as of today. He is already the CEO of Square, the digital payment company, and will serve as the CEO of both Square and Twitter when the announcement is made official. Twitter stock has increased since the reports of the move on Monday, and have increased from $24 to almost $27 a share.
Speaking of employees on the move, the popular grocery chain Whole Foods will be cutting 1,500 jobs in the next couple months. The announcement comes after Whole Foods added about 9,000 jobs in the past year. The company expects that a significant percentage of its employees will find jobs in other positions in Whole Foods. Whole Foods has said that the cutbacks will allow the company to focus on upgrading technology used in stores. Let's go to Sally Ann Ficarata with an update on Hurricane Joaquin and the current weather in the valley.
Thank you, Taylor. We have some more news on Hurricane Joaquin. It has gone from a Category 1 to a Category 3 hurricane overnight, and it is on pace to become a Category 4 hurricane. Its path is heading toward the eastern seaboard. Many New Jersey and East Coast residents have already started preparing for the storm.
declaring a state of emergency in New Jersey as of this morning, giving our emergency management folks the tools they're going to need to ensure a speedy and an orderly response.
As you can see, the hurricane has made its way up from the Bahamas and is forecasted to make its way along the eastern seaboard. It is expected to make landfall as soon as Sunday. Joaquin is expected to bring with it winds at 120 miles per hour. We will keep you updated as this storm progresses. All right, and the current weather right now is 92 degrees. It's partly cloudy today with a humidity of 16% and winds going at just 9 miles per hour, so that's not very bad. And then tonight, with the high of later today, is going to be 98 degrees. That should kick in probably around 3 o'clock or so, and the wind is picking up to 18 miles per hour. Tonight, we're going to have a low of 68 degrees, which is nice, and the winds are also picking up later on tonight. And then tomorrow, let's get the high of tomorrow. It's going to be 89 degrees, so it's starting to cool down, starting to feel a little bit more like fall. And the winds are also going down too. All right, I'm going to take a step back and give you the extended day forecast. I already told you Friday. As for tomorrow, it's going to be down to 90. And then the middle of the week, it's going to be down in the 80s, picking up a little bit more towards Wednesday and Thursday. So it's starting to kind of feel like fall finally, but don't let Las Vegas fool you. We still are going to have probably some more weathers up in the 90 degrees and catching up again. All right, and that's all I have for the weather for you guys today. Tune in tomorrow on Studio G and I'll give you another update on the weather. I'm going to throw it back to you guys at the desk.
When we come back after the break, Jordan Lorenzo will give us more details on how Lady Gaga is tackling rape on college campuses.
It's great. You make friends, you gain skills, you learn how to do all this stuff with audio. It's a fantastic thing.
I can grow with everyone and everybody supports me as well as I can support them.
I think it's great. I think it's a blessing to have this kind of equipment from the Green Spun family as well as the state of Nevada.
And it's really informative to see, how a radio show really works.
Now that I do it, I have friends, I have people that want to hang out, and I get to play music a lot.
It's very good too because we have all the top of the line equipment to work with and students here that can help you out, so it's a very, very good way to get involved in the radio.
Ever wonder what makes us, the Smurfs, so happy? The forest, of course! This is where we, along with the beautiful forest creatures, make our home with beautiful plant life, clean water, and endless adventures. It's a place to celebrate. So discover the forest with your family today. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Your community's farmers market. Welcoming, lively, friendly. A place where neighbors and friends come together to celebrate their community. With over 50 vendors, organic, sustainable, fresh produce are available just for you. Support and buy local at Fresh 52.
A popular artist recently brought awareness back to an important yet sensitive subject among college students. Reporter Jordan Lorenzo has more on what UNLV is doing to help bring awareness to this subject as well.
Song that dropped this week. It's called Till It Happens to You. It's a single that brings awareness to domestic violence and rape. I, of course, wanted to see what our own UNLV's Women's Center thought of the video and get information on what they're doing to help not only women, but men and transgender individuals alike.
I loved it. I think it was really powerful. I think that I like that it was so intense. Most of the population, I think they need to see how serious this issue is, and I think that the video really did a good job of that. The care advocates have both in-office and a hotline. We have a special office just for care advocates and their clients. We help the clients get to where they need to be. And not everyone speaks up, not everyone reports. But what we know is between 1 in 4 and 1 in 5 college-age women will be sexually assaulted, 1 in 6 men before the age of 25, and then 1 in 2 transgender individuals will be sexually assaulted in their lifetime. It's one thing to see these national statistics that seem kind of distant, but when we see the clients that we're getting, that not only means that it is happening, but it's also happening here at UNLV. I'm actually chairing Take Back the Night this year. We changed up Take Back the Night. It's usually only 1 day. This year it will be an entire week. So from October 5th to October 10th, really, there will be an event every day.
For more information, go to the UNLV Care Advocates Facebook page. For Studio G, I'm Jordan Lorenzo. See you at Take Back the Night.
Take Back the Night happens every year here at UNLV. It should be pretty awesome this year with extra days. The Women's Center is able to plan more events throughout the week.
The average home size in the U.S. is 2,600 square feet, but there's a new movement that is influencing some people to downsize dramatically. Reporter Deshola Balogan has the story.
Living in a huge house is becoming a thing of the past for some. The tiny house movement is slowly but surely taking over the nation.
My name is Daniel Park. I am a full-time musician living here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Daniel Park has been living tiny for the last 10 months. Though it was a different experience in the beginning, he has learned to embrace the tiny lifestyle.
It's an amazing experience. I lived in an apartment for a year, a 1-bedroom apartment, and that was okay. But it was probably at least 4 times the size of the tiny house. The tiny house is about 189 square feet. This is like the kitchen area, although we don't really cook in here. We have a community kitchen that we cook at. What's cool about this space is you can bring this up, and this is with the chairs around.
So you have a kitchen table now.
So now you have a kitchen table or workspace or whatever. So yeah, it's really cool. Or breakfast nook. This is where you can just hang out. I think we have our own laundry facilities here and pantry and kitchen, so that definitely helps out with space requirements. This used to be an RV park, so there's electricity and sewage and water for each unit.
Okay, that's cool.
So it makes it really easy. Back here, there used to be a bed, a second bed actually, but we kind of converted it into a closet because there's 2 of us that live in here, so closet space is really limited. So this is the bathroom. Okay. Everything is just smaller and tighter than a regular bathroom.
Do you ever feel like claustrophobic sleeping up here? Or?
No, it's actually, it seems like the ceiling is pretty low and stuff, but you get used to it. It's like a kid's playhouse pretty much. Living in a tiny house kind of tells you or makes you think about every single item that's in your house.
Living in a tiny house community has its perks. Every other Sunday, residents get together to enjoy food, drinks, and live music.
I'm breaking in, I'm shaping up, I'm checking out on this prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. Oh, I'm waking. I feel it in my bones, enough to make my system go.
For Studio G, I'm Deshola Balogan.
If you're looking to downsize, the tiny house movement might be just for you. Would you ever live in a tiny house?
I don't know. It seems like a really cute community.
Yeah.
They all hang out.
I mean, as long as you have it figured out. I know, like, you could see that they are like having foldable tables and a bunch of different things. So,
For sure.
It'd be interesting.
Have you ever wanted to get out of your shell but just didn't know how? According to members of Rebel Events Board, a UNLV organization that specializes in events, has a member that knows how to do just that. Reporter Yuna Yi has the story.
Rebel Events Board is the primary student organization geared towards hosting major student functions, but that's not all it strives for.
Another thing that I want to give our members is the opportunity to have professional development.
Rebel Events Board, also known as REB, aims to create great leaders.
I think I changed a lot from if you were to see me in freshman year of high school. I was a lot more quiet. I was very reserved. What really helped was the organization.
I have known Wayne for a total of 6 years. Before he was very shy, and now he's like the president of an organization. I don't think that he ever thought he could be like in a leadership role.
Leaders influence those around them, whether they know it or not.
With him, I learned for myself how to speak up and how to address concerns and how to address people. Now I'm a lot more friendly and outgoing, and I feel like that those skills have brought me more opportunities in my college career. He's definitely more of a leader because he's really good at making sure that he is setting the example that we need, where like I feel like a boss is very like, this is what needs to get done, this is like the things that are very delegated, but he draws the fine line on professionalism, where Wayne tries to get to know you, he's charismatic, he wants a good balance between that. So I think that he does a good job being a leader and like leading us to success.
For Studio G, I'm Yuna E.
For more information, Rebel Events Board holds meetings every Tuesday at 7 p.m. inside the Student Union, room 208.
Coming up after the break, Alexa Vita sits down with Truman Scholar recipient Daniel Wakar and helps us understand what it takes to be a Truman Scholar.
Doing my show. I love all types of rock, and that's why I'm doing Rock Through the Decades. We play the 50s all the way to today's rock music or rock bands. I want them to get the appreciation of how much rock has changed over the years and how it's still really great. You can never kill rock. I mean, rock is like the way to be, the way to go. The name of my show is Rock Through the Decades, and I am Rockin' Gemini. You can listen to this on the Rebel HD2 network.
Our Metropolis is a 30-minute show that airs every Tuesday evening at 91.5. You're going to hear Dr. Gary Larson along with our regular contributors talking about what matters to our community. And not only what matters, but why does it matter? We look at our community as a whole, but we also pay special attention to what's happening here at UNLV because that's our home as well. So looking at our Metropolis through the lens of a radio show really gives us the unique perspective to tell a story through words and through people, and I think it makes for a great program.
Today we are privileged to have one of the 58 students nationwide who have received the Truman Scholarship, Daniel Wakar. So now let's go to Alexa at the interview couch with Daniel.
Taylor. I'm here with Daniel Wakar, UNLV senior and recipient of the 2015 Truman Scholarship. Welcome, Daniel.
Thanks, Alexa.
So, could you tell us a little bit about exactly what the Truman Scholarship is?
Sure. So the Truman Scholarship is created by Congress as a living memorial to President Truman. It allows Congress to fund the graduate school education up to $30,000 for emerging public service leaders. So about 55 to 60 annual leaders are selected annually to go forth for their public service experience, and they will go to graduate school for a degree in public service. So sometimes it's public policy, public administration, things like that, and they have to have a career in public service after.
Oh, okay. So do you plan on having a career in public service?
I do.
Okay.
I plan to be a foreign service officer with the U.S. State Department after I finish graduate school.
Oh, wow. How did you get involved in that?
Sure. So I had started this process probably about 9 to 12 months before the application finally closed. In about May or June of 2014, I worked with my advisor, Dr. Hansen, at the Honors College, and we spent countless hours, countless meetings putting together the application. And more broadly, my experience in Israel, studying abroad in Israel, helped shape my interest towards solving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and using that as a means for going to graduate school and for getting involved in public service.
Oh, okay. And then how did you pick Israel to study abroad?
Well, I knew that when I entered college, I wanted to learn a foreign language and I wanted to study abroad. And I wanted to learn Arabic because I realized that would be very valuable for it. And I wanted to study abroad in the Middle East. And the only places that I could study abroad where I could transfer the credits back to UNLV were either Israel or Turkey. And Israel seemed like the most natural fit given the immense history that it has in the Middle East and given the fact that Arabic is one of its national languages. So I was really excited and fascinated by the culture there, studying abroad there.
That's amazing. And how did you feel whenever you found out that you were one of the 58 recipients?
I was in Europe for a couple of weeks during the time off, during our Passover break, and I found out when I was in Vienna on a Skype call with Dr. Hansen, Dean Miana, and President Jessup, and I was ecstatic. I couldn't have slept for the next 20 to 30 hours. I was so incredibly happy.
Wow, that's amazing, Vienna. And what are some of your plans after you graduate?
So after I graduate UNLV, I graduate in May. I'm going to be going to Washington, D.C. to serve in the Truman Summer Institute. It's a summer program where we work in D.C. and we live with the other 57 members of the Truman cohort. After that, I'm looking at doing a Fulbright Research Scholarship in Israel or extending my time in D.C. for another year with a Truman Albright Fellowship. And then working and living abroad for another year and then going to graduate school, hopefully at Georgetown for a Master's in Foreign Service.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for
Thank you very much,
joining us today, and I hope you have the best of the future with all your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you, and back to the newsroom. Thanks again for coming to talking to us today, Daniel. Good luck with all your future endeavors. Coming up after the break, Sarah Shelton gives us a look at what it's like to go back to school after experiencing the real world. Studio G will be right back.
Ever wonder what makes us, the Smurfs, so happy? The forest, of course. This is where we, along with the beautiful forest creatures, make our home with beautiful plant life, clean water, and endless adventures. It's a place to celebrate. So discover the forest with your family today. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Pull it up and down.
Classes are in full force, and while some students have already gotten their hang of their course requirements, others are struggling with the reality of being back in school and over the age of 50. Here is Studio G reporter Sarah Shelton with the story on why older students have decided to put their backpacks back on.
A senior at UNLV majoring in journalism is a first-time college student at the age of 42.
Sometimes I'm a little nervous and I feel awkward and out of place because most of the time I'm the oldest one. I'm 42, and I'm usually the oldest one in my class.
Walker is a mother of two who wanted to go back to school to make more money and leave a legacy for her daughters. Being back in school, Tara acknowledges how she has had to take more time to pick up and get the hang of using technology. Career fields are constantly changing, which means the requirements to stay in the game or to progress in a career field may need tools that have to be learned in a classroom setting. Lisa McFarland teaches older clients how to build websites, use social media, and get her students in the hang of using technology.
My name's Lisa McFarland. I'm 26, and I used to teach people how to build websites and how to market them online. No, the people that I worked with would definitely have been uncomfortable in a class with younger people, college age. Most of these people didn't even want to tell their family that they were trying to run an online business because they knew, like a lot of them told me, say, my son said it's never going to work, you don't know what you're doing. So they honestly got a lot of really negative feedback in a lot of cases.
Many students at UNLV do not see having older students in the classroom as a problem.
It overall doesn't bug you that they're in the class?
No, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, they want to get an education, that's fine. I'm here doing the same thing. Doesn't matter if you're 18 or 50.
According to the National Center for Education Statistics, nearly 4 million adults who are 35 and older are enrolled in college. Though some students may feel that these ages are too old to be attending school, many individuals recognize these students as determined to reach their professional goals. All UNLV courses and other colleges around the country offer extra help outside of the classroom, such as teacher office hours, group studies, or tutoring. Reporting to you, this is Sarah Shelton.
It's good to see that education never goes out of style and is important to students of all ages.
Sports books around Vegas are now allowing you to place bets over your phone or tablet. With the convenience of gaming now, Eddie Vargas digs into how this innovation works.
College football is officially here, and every year Las Vegas continues to be one of the primary designations for sports fans all over the world. Sportsbooks are committed to giving sports fans the most enjoyable experience while in town. For this reason, casinos have developed an easier way for fans to place a bet from their home or hotel room. All you need to do is download an application to your smartphone and place a bet.
Just about every casino in Las Vegas has an app that will allow you to place a bet on any sport, including this weekend when UNLV takes on the Wolfpack. The Rebels are getting 7 points, even after blowing out Idaho State 80-8.
When it comes to sports apps, our Sports Connection mobile product is unbelievable. It brings the sportsbook to the palm of your hand. And for new guests who haven't signed up yet, $50 in free sports play for a $100 deposit. So you get free sports play, it brings the sportsbook to the palm of your hand, and this year we've added new parlay cards, a ties win parlay, a ties win teaser, and a half-point card on our Sports Connection mobile. You can play by phone, Mac, or PC.
Technology has taken over the way we view sports, and for this year's football season, the station casinos have developed the most advanced and best viewing technology currently available in the whole country.
When it comes to technology, the new video wall here at Red Rock is an unbelievable presentation for the racing sportsbook fan. It brings you into the action. If you can't be there live, there's no better spot to be.
Casinos will continue to make your experience a one-of-a-kind, but remember to be responsible when placing a bet. Reporting for Studio G, Eddie Vargas.
Well, that can be a quick way to lose your money if you're not careful, but it's convenient to the everyday sports bettor.
UNLV hosted its very first International Day of Peace, which allowed students to come together to share positive energy and brighten the local community by painting a giant peace sign.
Important for us to come together and just think about some of the tangible things in the world, like peace.
Ready?
No, just be ready.
The peace sign will be featured downtown. Students and bypassers participated in the painting to send good vibes across the campus and the valley.
They get closer and they see the individual messages and that they are somehow inspired by one message or another. So some of them are just symbols, some of them are words, but I think that they're all it's a universal thing. So they hopefully gain some type of positivity and they feel better about their day.
Be sure to check out the Peace Sign Project downtown and continue to spread encouraging messages across the UNLV campus.
So what'd you think of the show today?
I thought it went really well.
I mean, we had tiny houses, we had sports betting. I mean, condolences to the people in Oregon right now. It's a pretty crazy show today.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us today here at Studio G.
Make sure you tune in tomorrow to get a jump start on your weekend and relive some of the best stories of the week. For Studio G, I'm Taylor Carter.
And I'm Mateo Holly. Have a great first day of October.